Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here Saturday night, 10 p.m. Just wanted to let the playoff football get out of the way, let everyone do their thing. Then we can break down Bitcoin, get ready for the week ahead, and do what we got to do. Shout out to the Hawks. Shout out to the Patriots. Super Bowl Sunday coming in 2 weeks. I'm not a fan of Bad Bunny in a dress, though. Anyway, what are you going to do? God bless everybody here. Let's go. I love you all. Stay fresh, stay amazing. We're about to hit it. Yeah. Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Can't say I'm not a little excited for my Pats, man. You know, super awesome to see what's happening here. Bitcoin, 87,550. I gave you the short. Let's talk about what's breaking down. Let's show you what's happening here. I gave you the short. We absolutely nailed it. And, yeah. Let's kind of see what's happening here tonight as we look up to the music. No, as we look up to the liquidity, 87,600. A lot of money flowing still into Bitcoin. Some Doge buys there. What is Fiat Weekly? It shows you where the money is flowing out of Fiat and where it's flowing. Big buys for Ethereum, big Bitcoin buys. People continue to buy BTC like it's going out of style, my friends. Let me bring that audio down just a little bit, the music, and we'll keep that nice and high there on that audio. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being absolutely amazing and kicking it. We're going to take a look at what's happening. Let me show you. Everyone wants to see your P&L, right? Everyone wants to see your P&L. Why is that? Why does everyone want to see your P&L? Anyone want to see your P&L? Everyone wants to see my P&L. They're like, Sammy, show us your P&L. We want to know. Do you make money? Do you know what you're doing? I really appreciate you, my what? I got Seahawks, my what? You're funny. Excuse me. I nailed the short into profits. Me too. Shout out. Who took the short with me? Or was already short or took your own idea, but who was short with me today? And I sold the bottom there as it came down right before that double bottom. Pants check. Beautiful gray pants on. We got pants on. Yeah, I don't do that boxer stuff or that, pajama pant thing. It crosses my mind, but then I take them off. I put on some pants. Because I know you guys are going to ask, and I'm going to have to show the pants. So now that there's a pants check, I can't play games. I was thinking of putting my underwear on my boxes over my pants one day, and so you would think, and then I would show that I still had pants on. But I thought that was a little gay, so I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody here on the line. Double. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. God bless you, man. Them slacks. Yeah, I like these J. Crew chinos, man. $89, bro. Cotton. 100% cotton. Someone says, you never know what's going to happen. Sam Darnold could get taken out in the first hit of the game. You never know what's going to happen. Someone says the Pats aren't winning the Super Bowl. You never know, man. I just leave it up to you never know. It's interesting. I never bet football ever. But for the first time ever, I decided it. I tried Polymarket. I put $1,000 in. This is a true story. Scout's honor. But I put $1,000 into the Pats last weekend. They won. It turned 1,600. I just asked for the, just for the straight easy win. I didn't go for the points. Boom. Then I looked at the Rams and Caleb Caleb Williams, and I said, you know what, rookie quarterback, cold weather. Same reason that I bet against the Texans, rookie quarterback, cold weather. You know what I mean? Like too young of a quarterback, not well positioned, and bang. And never underestimate the Patriots. They have one of the best. They beat the 3 best defenses in the league. And the 3 best defenses in the league, they beat them. They beat all 3 of them. So you could say whatever you want. I mean, that's kind of crazy. They also beat Denver in the snow, dude, at home, at Denver. Like, dang, So 1G into the Pats turned into 16. 16 into the Rams turned into 22 or 24. 24, then I put in the Hoosiers because Miami wasn't going to beat the Hoosiers. Sorry, Miami, I love y'all, but that boomed to 32, and then I threw the 32 now, and then I think I got 4 racks. I turned 1,000 into 4,000 on 4 trades or 4 predictions. It's a prediction market, so I'm doing prediction markets. It's the easy way to call it. But yeah, Vrabel was awesome. Seeing, and he'll be the first time ever that a player won the Super Bowl with the team and as the coach. That will be history. He'll make history. No one's ever done that. No one's ever won the Super Bowl as a coach and a player for the same team. Anyway, you guys don't care. You're here for crypto. Auction had a huge pump to the upside. That thing was massive for 82%. You got to take your gains in these quick altcoins, though. They're in and out like a Boy Scout. Just swing. Like, you got to make sure you're doing it fast. Like a Navy SEAL, man. Get it done and get out of there. So, look, we called the dump earlier this morning. I said put the stop above the 200 moving average, kind of like right there near the wick. Wanted to see if we could get to 82.4. When I got to right there, I'll tell you why I bounced out of the trade. I looked at the 15-minute. Had a beautiful double bottom. Like clear as day, that was a W. I pointed it out to my trading group. I said, I'm out. And I do this all in real time. I made $1,800 today. And everyone wants to see my P&L. Who wants to see my P&L? for the last 5 days. Who wants to see my 5-day P&L, man? On weeks. Who wants to see it? Because it's there for you if you want it. All right. I'll click on a button and I'll show you every single trade I made since the 21st. Right? Yeah. 121. You can see 5 days of trading with Sammy and see how it goes. You can see my win rate. You can see how much I made. You can see what happens. Okay? And you can get into the mind of a real trader who actually trades every single day of his life and doesn't fake it. All right? So God bless you all. Thank you for being here. I don't know who does. I mean, most people I know are real traders. So, but look at that. It's a double bottom and it's an inverted headed shoulder. You can see it's a shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's a cup and a handle. Bang, right? So once I saw this double bottom, we started to move here. I got out of my trade. It looked like it was going to continue to pump at least a little bit, and it did. And now kind of here we are. All right? Keep your P&L in your pants over there. Hey, don't talk like that, huh? Watch out over there. Be careful, huh? Hey. Imagine the Jennifer girl in the chat. The next few, she's going to be like, I'm down 78. Nah, she's a beautiful person, man. I love her. She's been here for a long time. She earned her spot. I get it, though. You don't like a Debbie Downer, but everyone has their times, man. Sammy is the best trader of all time over here. Nobody's better than Sammy. So look, here's my week's P&L. Who wants to see the P&L? Put a 333 if you want to see the P&L, baby. I'm going to break this one day. I keep hitting it. Out of my mind. But put a 333 if you want to see the P&L. Come on. Raise the roof. Who wants to see it? Who wants to see the P&L on the weekly candle close tonight? Put a 333 out there if you want to see it. I'm proud of it. So anyway, let's take a look. Look. Everyone wants to see your P&L. First trade 170, second trade 139. We're up $40. Next trade 455. We're up 490. Then we make 1,000. All right, like about almost 1,200. We're up about 17. Then we lose 350. We're up 17 minus 3 is 4. We're up 1350. Then with the 9, we're up 2250. Then we're up 23. Then we're up like 27. Then we lose, which brings us down to 23, and then we win another $1,800, which puts us at like about a little over $4,000 in 4 days. If you made $4,000 in 4 days, you'd be doing great. I won 7 out of 10 trades. I only lost 3. I cut off the losses quickly. I let the big ones run. I longed mostly, and I shorted just a couple times. And that is something 99% of people will never be able to do. You won't see this anywhere. Like literally 99% of people cannot do this. They can't. Okay? They cannot do this. What if my voice got really small? What if my voice got really big? And what if I got really small? What if I did the stream like this and you just had to find me? You just had to know where I was. You just had to kind of know I was there, you know? But seriously, 99% of traders can't do this. They don't make money. That's what they say. That's the claim, is like the top, only 1% of 10%, only the top 10% of some crazy number. The top 1% of 5% of traders actually make money or something crazy. I don't know. But I make money all over the place, and I can teach you how. And it's just discipline, man. I just know I do what I'm supposed to do. I listen. I don't overtrade. Look. On 121, I made 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. On 122, I made 2 trades. On 123, I made 2 trades, and then I made 1 trade yesterday and 1 trade today. Some of them overlapped. I may have opened them the night before. And let's talk about position size. I never really used more than, look, this is 38,000, 60,000, 21,000. This is a big boy, 217,000. That was my biggest trade. And it wasn't even one of my biggest wins. And then look, this was 68,000, and I'm using 15x leverage. So you could divide that, 47 there. You could see that's just like, I'm using $2,000. Here I'm using about what? If you divide that by 50, I'm using about, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not using a lot of money here to make this money. I may have 18 grand in the account, but I'm never using the whole 18. I'm not going all in. I'm using 2 grand here, 4 grand there. You don't have to have tons of money to make 4 grand in 5 days. You just have to have discipline and execute. That's it. If you want to learn how to trade like this, if you want to have a P&L like this, if you envy this P&L, you're like, man, I would love to be able to show my family and friends that I'm winning, then I highly advise you, okay, to go to Criptolifer.com. We make it very simple. We have the .com for you. My name's Criptolifer. Criptolifer.com. Hit the subscribe button at the corner there. It'll take you here. You can subscribe to the monthly, the quarterly, or the annual subscription, and it will show you. On top of that, we're also giving altcoins. I recently gave auction right here that made a beautiful pump. to the upside. I also gave ACU and some other coins too look like they may be up as well. Like we're going to go over that in the group. So is there more downside coming for Bitcoin? So we keep the short alive. Is the bigger picture very bearish? It doesn't look too good. Let's break down the weekly candle close. Let's talk about what happened. Let's look what's coming at us for the week ahead. And let's break down what's going on. All right. Important stuff to do. We got to get it done. So here we go. I'm going to double click, get rid of the spaghetti for a second, which is the moving averages. And I just like to see price action by itself. All right. And we isolate this weekly candle for a split second. We take a deep breath and we spend a moment here on the weekly candle close. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So look, a possible double bottom on the weekly. It looks like we dug in right to previous support or a little lower than before. Not sure here. Wonder what's happening there. There we go. Yeah, so look, I mean, it's interesting, right? I mean, it's a little lower, but it looks like a double bottom, right? Let's take a look at that weekly. What a nasty weekly candle. Horrible. We opened at 93,672. The high was 93,672. We opened right there like that. No wick, no, low was 86,000. And the close was 86,673, down $6,999 on the week. It was a $7,000 loss for Bitcoin. We took a pummeling to the downside. Horrible. Absolute nasty. Can we come back from this, or is this the end? Is this the bear flag on the weekly that finally said, sayonara, senorita? We're on the way to the downside. And it doesn't look amazing. I'll tell you that. And even here on the weekly, I've seen this before. An eerie little playbook, but that's a tiny little shoulder. That could be a head. That could be a tiny little shoulder. I have seen this type of stuff play out as a head and shoulder. It would give you a measured move somewhere down to $49,000, $50,000 BTC. Not saying we're going there for sure. It looks like we would go through this gap and fall to this big area here at 67K. But it does start to suggest that there could be some more downside here for Bitcoin. So we took the long to the upside. I sold the local top, if you remember. And then we took the short to the downside. And we did it really nice. I'd listen even if Sammy sounded like Slappy. My whole family gathers around for your weekly close. We love it. Thank you. God bless you, man. Bitcoin has some bad news with quantum computing being able to... No, that's not true. That's just not true, man. Quantum computing can't encrypt Bitcoin. That's a lie. Quantum computing needs years and years of advancements to be able to quantum computing isn't that advanced right now. The idea of what it does is advanced, but they don't have it applicationally centered yet. You may be onto something years from now, but you're overcomplicating something that I don't think you understand. Talk to a quantum, someone who's into quantum computing and knows it back and forth. And they'll tell you we're far from it hacking Bitcoin. It's just not close yet. So you don't have to stress that. Yeah. If you're thinking about that, you're focusing on something that makes no sense. Because you don't understand what you're talking about. And I'm so sorry. I don't mean to put you down, but yeah. But God bless you though. I appreciate it. Yeah. If quantum computing cracks crypto, I'll crack your bank account. Exactly. See what he said? Yeah. Anyway, so let's take a look here at the monthly chart and see what happened to the monthly. That only has now 7 days to close, and it looks so nasty. That's not going to be a good close at all, right? I mean, it just looks bearish. And you could say, it's the rising wedge. You broke out of it. You're going to continue to fall down at least to the base and then maybe even back to this support. But you have support at 69.70K. And you got this strong support here, too, at 82,000. 82,550. Remember that we've been holding that for a long time, but we finally broke. We need to tweezer bottom. This would have to flip green and go on a massive short squeeze, which could happen in the next 7 days. But anything is possible. This new camera, chef's kiss. Thank you. I don't know what the chef's kiss means. I never heard that before, but thank you. Exactly. Yeah. Time to salute the short. Yeah, don't use that word, Michael Percy, because that's not what you want to use. You want to use I'll get the name, but you want to use the proper nomenclature. If you use that word, you'll be like people will just say you're a liar. They won't tell you. You know what I mean? It's climate aggregation or so. Like I'll give you the proper nomenclature. But yeah, if you use that term, it's kind of like, you know, yeah. Love is love. What's the word, gang? Shout out to Stack McChange in the house. Shout out to everybody here. Sorry, Stack, I did bet against Miami. I know you're not happy about that. But I had to play the odds, man. I'm a probability guy. I hope we're still friends. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. How about them Patriots, man? Thank you. God bless you, brother. Yeah, tweezer bottom possibly forming on the daily. Yeah, so the monthly doesn't look good at all. It's going to have to clean up its act. And you know what I'm still expecting, though? Is like, isn't it supposed to make a shoulder head and a right shoulder? Like, it just looks more like if we're going to dump. I'm still expecting this massive short squeeze that nobody thinks could happen. Anything could happen. So I'm open-minded, and I take it day by day. That's how look, this is how I made a P&L the way I did. I stayed open-minded. You see what I mean? I'm open-minded. I don't know what's going to happen. I tell myself every day, who knows? And I take advantage of whatever the market gives me. You know what I mean? Whatever the market gives me, I take advantage. So it's like, even more one down there. There's another one. But so it's just, you know what I mean? You do what you got to do to survive, man. And it is what it is. Like, and yeah, I don't know. It's just, oh, there we go. Okay. My freaking scroll button break? I think my scroll broke, huh? Either that or it's let's see. Yeah. Let me see here. No, it's okay. Seems cool. You can scroll sideways, you know that? Just that's scrolling. Anyway, let's go now into the 2-week chart, which I love so much. 2-week chart's still holding above the previous low there. So we have 86,687 until the 2-week chart can close below that. We got a bit of a chance. There's a, you know, you're telling me there's a chance. There's a slight chance here that we could get the move. It's there. It's possible. Okay? There's something that could be happening. All right? We don't know for sure, but it's possible. All right? So you got to keep that in the back of your mind. You want to stay open-minded constantly. All right? Never become closed-minded. Make sure you're ready to rock. Late stream for everybody here today. We missed the 8 p.m. because of playoff football. It happens just a couple times a year. It's only like 2 or 3 Sunday nights. And so, yeah. So you're telling me there's a chance. Yeah, exactly. I love that. Dumb and Dumber, man. What's the name of your new podcast, Sammy? I don't know. That's a good question. I should come up with it. Sam Price. Oh, Sam Price Show, man. Yeah, just a Sam Price Show, bro. Let's keep it simple. You know what I mean? It's a good name. It works. It's simple. It's quick. The Sam Price Show. So look, I mean, the weekly's starting a possible double bottom here. You know, you could front run the weekly double bottom here. And, you know, the key is you won't lose a lot. So you could start the trade right now. And if you lose, you lose. You know what I mean? It's like a hedge long, just like a hedge short. Like, you never know. What if they rip this puppy? And you're scheduled. Now, if not, you don't lose a lot because you're very close to price action. You see what I'm saying? It could be a 15-to-1 trade. That's why I really like entering bigger time frame areas like this, and I like using the tweezer bottoms. It's been really accelerating my game. I don't know if you've noticed, I never really traded just candles, and now I just trade the candles all the time. I see a green next to a red, I get in. Simple stuff, like, yeah, that's the after show sessions. Yeah, Sammy Cup and Handy Show. Hey, Price is Right podcast. Cool deal, Sam Price Show. Yeah, the Sam Price Show, the daily price. I like that. Sammy, jump on the bandwagon on River, USDT to 1,000 with me. Dang, man. You think it's going to go that high? It did look like it was going to pump today. Let's take a look at it in a second. Upper aerosol injection is the fancy super secret code word for, yeah, exactly. Upper aerosol injection, 100%. It's upper aerosol injection. It's a fact. We have it. It's been concluded. There's evidence. It's over. It's going to come out in 5 years. I'm telling you things that happen. I'm usually 5 to 6 years ahead of the curve. I've always been. That's kind of, I'm not saying I'm 10 or 20, but I'm about 5 or 6. And so when I tell you something, about 5 years from there, it's going to come true. And that's, you know, and I know you don't believe me. Some of you think I'm out of my mind, but that's okay. That's what happens to people that make predictions. Like I was telling people Bitcoin would be 100K 7-8 years ago. I was telling people, you know, in COVID game, it was going to happen before it happened. It is what it is. All right. My analyst thinks gold just topped out. Yeah, pretty sure strategic aerosol injections, but geoengineering is the word you want. Amen. No, you're all on point. I love you. It's only a little lithium to keep it from going too high. Yeah, just a little. Yeah, just a little bit. Just some barium and some aluminum. Yeah, it's upper aerosol injection. That's what it's called. Upper aerosol. You're so smart, man. Stratospheric aerosol injection is real. 100%. 100%. Don't use the terms they want you to use because that what happens is they can't search for these terms. They don't know these terms yet. So you talk in terms ahead of the crowd. You see what I mean? Like when COVID happened, I was telling people that people were falling down and nothing happened to me at the beginning because they didn't even know, like, you know what I mean? I was breaking it before they could even try to stop people from breaking it because it wasn't even there yet. Ahead of the curve, man. We've been ahead of the curve since day one here on this channel. We're going to continue to help you stay ahead of the curve. Let's take a look here at the 5-day chart. 5-day chart looks interesting. It's digging in. It's trying to make a higher low here. It's the ugliest chart pattern I've ever seen. It doesn't make any sense. It's insanity, but it's still trying to put in that tweezer bottom. I guess you could try to say this is a falling wedge that's attempting to break to the upside. You see this? I'm not in a long under short right now. I did sell my head short. It just looked like it was going to be sketchy, and I like to show wins on my channel too, man. So live streaming will make you a better trader because you'll have to show your wins, man. You can't hold all your trades. You got to make the gains. Here's another thing. I mean, that could be considered a cup and a handle. You see it? There is a cup and handle there. This is so interesting. My ye old signal. The signal that made me, the signal that put me on the map, the signal that got people to recognize who I was, the Sammy Cup and Handy, right? Only guy in the world named after a technical analysis indication or an actual shape, right? There's no Sammy. Like, who else? It's unheard of. Sammy Cup and Handy. The Samuel Cup and Handle. Could this continue? Crazy. It's a triple bottom, right? So barium, strontium, aluminum. They openly admit it's exactly. They say they were doing it to cool the planet and block the sun. You know the thing that gives life to everything. 100%. There are farms in the Midwest that have gotten less production because they can tell they're getting less sun. And they're afraid to say something because they don't want to get the subsidies. They want to keep getting the subsidies, you know. And just like they are trying all the CO2, which again gives life to everything. Yeah, exactly. A simple Google search will show you life cannot exist without. Exactly. Actually, that's a whole nother story too that I deep dive. Anyway, let's stick to crypto, what I'm good at, you know. So look, the daily attempting to put in a tweezer bottom, but it doesn't look amazing. What they did here, though, is they did build this shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's like they want the whole world to short right now, and then they could just blast this puppy right out, take out all the shorts. It would be so perfect. What I'm telling you, though, is this daily candle closed higher than this one. That's a higher low on the daily, and it held this support zone pretty nicely, too. So it's interesting to me. What I long right now, Sunday nights aren't my favorite night to trade. If there's a huge pump and I wake up in the morning, do I feel like I missed out? No, I do not care. I could scalp the smaller time frames when needed, and it's all there for me. No stress. I got this. More CO2. Bringing big insects back. Oh my gosh, big insects. Do you watch the Anti-Matrix? The Anti-Matrix. That's how the Matrix started. They blocked the sun. Whoa, that is wild. What is Animatrix? I've never seen Animatrix. Do you watch the Animatrix? I never heard of it. Yeah. So it looks like Bitcoin could be attempting to dig in here. Okay. 12 hour and 22 both looking interesting. And let's flip on that RSI. RSI is okay. 8 hour. Starting to get some bull div here on the 8 hour time frame. You can see the 8 hour is clearly very oversold. Hasn't been this oversold in a long time. Look at this down here at the RSI. It's what I want you to focus on is the RSI right here, right there. I could actually, let me get rid of this here. Sorry. Less mic, more screen, right? I mean, you know, I love Rode and all, but sorry, Rode, we love you. Is this a Rode? I'm using an SMB7, but, you know, which is the best microphone you can ever use in the game, right? Lambo candle about to come for Bitcoin, baby. Animatrix is cool stuff. The Animatrix, I never heard of it. You think I should have? Oh, it was the Matrix done in cartoon style. I actually remember. Yeah. I never watched it, though. So, look, this swings to the upside. You can double-click, too. What I like to do is I like to double-click the RSI. I like to make sure that's an uptrend. And on the 8 hour, that's pretty. And look, this is. I mean, these are some serious dumps here where the 8 hour got that low. So that was a pretty cool. It was a pretty cool couple of dumps. And now, if you look at the RSI is headed down, but price action's headed up. That's a bullish divergence on the 8 hour time frame. Pretty strong. Whenever I see it on the 8 hour, this is a very strong bullish div on the 4 hour. You don't buy that low. You buy the secondary low, and that's usually the lowest place. And you do get a bit of a bounce here. So this is interesting. Earlier today, it looked a little more bearish, but once I give it some time and do my analysis and let my brain soak in with the subconscious mind, I start to see things that I wasn't sure. Made a good amount off this weekend's dump. Who made good gains off this weekend's dump? I did. I hope you did too. Shout out to anyone that was with me. I didn't take the weekend off, and we ended up getting paid heavily. Who would have thought? I never thought I was going to make $2,000 on a Sunday. No way. And then we took $4,000 off silver too. I sold it on Saturday night, right? In front of you guys. I said I'm out. And I took 2,000 and turned it into 6,000. Poly market, it took 1,000, turned it into 4,000. You saw I just made another 4,000 here in 1 week. I made 4,000 on silver. That took about 20, 30 days, but I did make 2,000 this week. So 2,000, 4,000 a week, 4,000 on poly market. That's a $10,000 in 10 days. I'm not trying to brag. I'm telling you, I do this every single day, constantly. I find many ways to make money. I also did an Airbnb, and they bought it for the week, and and I'm setting up multiple streams of income to create a road to becoming a billionaire. I'm going to become a billionaire. This channel will blow up. You're going to see me become a billionaire on this channel. You're going to watch it happen. You're going to go back, man, I remember seeing this guy when he was just worth 10 mil. I gained 17, enough to make me happy. Hey, man, a little bit is a little bit. Polymarket is an app. It's a website, yeah. What are your thoughts on gold at the moment? I know you were in a juicy long. I can tell your hard work has paid off so well, and consistency. I did it this weekend, and I made a ton of money. I'm just seeing someone be more consistent than you sometimes is what you... I'm just seeing someone is what you need. I don't know what he means. Anyway. Oh, I see. Just watching someone be more consistent than you sometimes is just what you need. Yeah, you watched me do it, and it helped you get it in. That's what you're saying. You're saying, yeah, I get it. I interpret it like the other way, and I'm like, wait. But I get it, yeah. So look, there's a strong bullish div here, and the 4 hours very oversold. Shows that the Bears gave it all they had, and it just wasn't that strong. And this bullish divergence is across the board for the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. It looks somewhat strong here. So what has to happen? Let's slap on the moving averages. Let's start to take a look at the bigger picture. What I don't like is this 4 hour below the 200 moving average, right? And how it started, and we could see it earlier today when I called that short, and then we even had a head and shoulder on the 15-minute, which was obviously going to dump head, right shoulder right there, and then we just took the collapse to the downside. This was kind of another head and shoulder. Then I saw this bear flag. I called the bear flag to the downside for the trading group. I said, that's headed down to the downside. Let me show you. This is what you get in the Discord on top of the live stream. Because, I'm still kicking it, And so right here, I'm like, I see a bearish move here, right? 11 a.m. I mean, I did the live stream at 9 or 10 or 9? I think it was early, yeah. 9 a.m. So at 10:48 a.m., all right? I'm always typoing somewhere. But Bitcoin looks bearish to me right now, 100%, right? I mean, you enter right there, put the stop right there, and it tells you there's a 68% chance. Within, 12 minutes, this thing started to rally. And I was already up 750 in 12 minutes. You know what I mean? Then 827. Then it really started to get busy. Then I was up 1,000. Then it kept going. Then it was 11. And then it got to 2,000. Now I was up 2,300 at one point. 2,150. This thing just kept rolling. And look, I even gave this bear flag on the continuation. I don't leave you hanging. I said, man, I see more dump coming down to 86,650. It's exactly where we went to. Dipped a little bit more, hung out. And then I saw the double bottom and said, hey, Bitcoin of the daily looks like a dump's about to start. Didn't look good there either. But wait for my analysis tonight before we go crazy. I see this double bottom here at 7 o'clock. Look like we're pumping back to the 200 moving average. All right. And I get out. All right. I show my P&L there too. Just so you 7 wins, 3 losses. And the market has been hard. The silver gains on top as well. Let's go, baby. So join the trading group. Go to Criptolifer.com. Stop playing yourself. I'm here every single day. I'm trading all sorts of stuff. I trade the NASDAQ. I trade gold. I trade silver. I trade Bitcoin. I can trade any market in the world. I can trade any asset in the world. My system, you can put on any single thing. I can trade you. You can teach Forex with me. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as you listen to my system and you abide by it, it's going to show you what to do most of the time. There's confusing times where you're going to have to take a probability. But there's also good times where it's going to show you, with the high probability, what's likely going to happen. Join the Discord. Let's get it in together. Let's have some fun. So is Bitcoin going to continue to collapse, though? Is there a chance that the bigger picture really just dumps on us and I should have remained in the head short? It's possible. All right. But look, you don't have to be, I don't have to go for massive gains. I really don't. And I know people make way more than me, and that's fine. I'm not really competing with anyone but myself. And all I want to do is make sure if you're paying $3 a day, $99 a month, you have the ability and the option and the possibility to make more than that with what you pay. The knowledge you get and what you see, what you learn, you could easily recoup that and more. And so my own goal is just to help you get super happy with your $3 a day that you're learning and what you're learning and you're getting out of the Discord. That's it. To me, that's my goal. That's my dream. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. So let's go back. The first thing that would have to happen today before the big move is the 1 hour would have crossed the 200 moving average. How do I know that? That's how price action works. And it would have made likely an inverted or a cup and handle. And you can see there's the cup and the handle. It does it every time. That's why I'm called Samuel Cup and Handle. We do this over and over again. And you can see you take your measured move. You take this wick to the top of the wick. That's really always where it's going to go. And it goes exactly to the point. Then it makes a kind of a shoulder, head right shoulder. It dumps, comes back up. But you did, look, multitude of my strategies today. You could have shorted, and then once the short was done, you could have waited for the 1 hour to cross the 200 moving average. Both times, right there, beautiful pump. Right there, it retested, got up below, and then came back above and went on a massive tear. I'm telling you, the 200 moving average is your key to success. You can use it to the 1, the 5, the 15 minute, the 1 hour, the daily. It doesn't matter. And you can do things you wouldn't believe with it. It's going to make you feel invincible sometimes. And then, when the market shifts, it'll be, you make dang. But for the most part, if you stick with this 200 and you use it like as much as I do, without fail, over and over again, there's just so much reward to come out of that. It's been amazing for me. You see how I use it all the time. It's phenomenal. So now you look for the 5. So for tonight to be bullish, the 5, look, it made a head and shoulder and dump. You can see, isn't that crazy? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Rejection by the 200, come up. So we're looking for this to consolidate. And I am looking for 5-minute consolidation tonight here. That's going to take until 4 or 5 in the morning. So, And then we got I believe we have a Fed meeting too coming. We got a lot to go over. So first thing, let's look at the CME watch tool and see what's happening to Bitcoin here on the CME watch tool. Okay. I believe there's no rate cut coming at all. Right. Fed Watch, CME Group. I love this site. It's amazing. I don't even know how when I first found it, I use it every day. I mean, I was like, wait. So now there's a 97% chance that they will not cut the rate. They'll keep it exactly at the current state. Of course they will. Why? Jerome Powell's upset. He's getting investigated. He's tight. He's upset. He's going to do whatever he wants. Everyone knows they should cut the rates, let money flow, but they're going to do whatever they want. And everyone knows whether they cut the rates or not, it doesn't matter. Inflation will continue. They print so much money every single day. Every day they print money. You know that, right? They print money every single day. They have to because they created more inflection points. There's more stuff going on with the dollar. Since 2020, they've printed 80% of the money supply. Think about that. The money supply started in 1913, right? And it took all the way until almost 107 years later. And then they would print 80% of the supply in the last 5 years. Anything that ratios like that is not right. Anytime you do math and you're like, we did this much for 106 years, and then we did all that in the last, unless you're progressing, like we found some new technology, but man, that's not good. That's not good for the dollar. That's bad news. 100%. Oh wow, you can tweet this view. I never saw that before. It's interesting. Looks like no rate cut. Jerome is sour, for sure. And I should put a picture of him like all mad with like eating a lemon or something. You're gonna go to Grok and you be like, enhance post with Grok, generate an image, So Jerome Powell sour. Right? And I just love using Grok, man. It's so fun, man. See how it does. Why does it do this, man? It won't do it, huh? It's not going to do it? It dang well knows who Jerome Powell is. Don't play me. That works. I'll take that. It did but see, where is it? It doesn't enhance it with the picture. You could even make it a video, which is kind of crazy. Well, you should use that. See, that's the one. Oh, there it goes. Okay. No, it's not. Anyway, I'll do it later. I'll do another one. Yeah, it's a good time. It's crazy, man. It's looking like it could be one of the most epic times for Bitcoin, right? So anyway, I want to look at all the bigger picture ideas. So right now, today, we want to make sure that we don't break the low. If we break 86,000, it looks like the daily may be starting to make a massive dump. But let's see. I just want to watch out through the night. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I really like where I've been. I like, trading less, making more. That's the model of 2026. All right. And you're like, but Sam, in 5 days, well, how many trades did I make? It is what it is. But hey, we're getting there. But profitability is the key, man. And I love it. I'm so excited. And, I've been doing these positive affirmations where I believe more money is coming to me, and I do quantum leaping at night in my subconscious mind theory, and I'm working on it all the time. Constantly working on my subconscious mind almost every single day of my life. What I think about will become my life, and I'm always, telling myself that. Look, there's also a swing up to swing up, and there's a swing down. That's hidden bullish divergence, telling you break this high before you break this low. So I'm looking for this to consolidate, get tight. 4 in the morning, it starts to break out. We reverse this, and that weekly candle actually might get busy there and turn into something quite interesting. So I'm excited for what I'm watching for Bitcoin. And even though it looks, everyone's a little too bearish, start to look pretty interesting to me. I'm starting to kind of get contrary here, starting to look at what's happening. It looks exciting. So yeah, I'm so prepared for the volatility. I know there's opportunity, and the opportunity only goes to the people that believe there is opportunity and keep pushing every single day of their lives. Right? Shout out to Crypto. I met him numerous times now around the world. He's a great guy. Singapore to Dubai. Unbelievable person. Super nice to me. We got to do it, man. It's true, though. Perma bulls, yeah, you got to just trade whatever you see. If you don't even look at the charts. Yeah. Funny. Dump during the weekend means CME gap on Monday. Bounce coming. That's another thing. Let's take a look at the CME gap. Yeah, it's above us now. So it's kind of interesting how they're setting this up. And that's good about TradFi. Like the rigged motion of it does help out over time. All right. So I'm looking for this to bounce. I want to stay above this previous support as resistance. If it starts to drop, it's going to be rejected by the 200. The 1 minute will lose the 200, and that will be bearish. Be careful for that. Okay. Let's take a look at the CME gaps that have formed here for Bitcoin. And how do you look at CME gaps? Put Bitcoin USD, hit the CME down there. All right. There's a big old CME gap up there at 93,000. It looks amazing. When we open and look, yeah, we opened here. Look at this. Look at the size of this gap here. Yikes. So that's one of the biggest gaps I've ever seen, actually, for the CME. Yeah, because we dropped Sunday and then boom, right when they opened on Sunday morning. So we closed Friday night and then we opened up again and the CME was just bang. Actually, the gap is here. And then we already closed half of it. So look, what happened was this was the gap right there. You see it? That was the gap right there. It was a huge gap. And we already kind of closed half of it. We already came, like the second the CME opened, we went right back into the gap. It's kind of crazy. It's like they try to grab price action back again. So you got a gap up there at 93K, about even. And we have a gap to fill all the way back to 89,250. Not saying it's going to happen for sure. It's fine. No, 95% of gaps get filled. So, and it's interesting. They kind of jiggled the handle on this right shoulder, went up, went down, playing games. Bitcoin back at 87,140. And, you know, I just like this weekly. The weekly chart's interesting to me. The risk to reward is very, very interesting. So, anyway, God bless everyone here. And you remember, we do show the P&L here. When people want to know, like, we're not afraid, all right? Because God is with me, and God has never made me afraid, because I know I can accomplish anything with God, even if... And someone say, well, you're talking about trading and God, blah, blah, blah. I trade for a living, literally. Like, if I don't trade well, my family doesn't have a great life. It's tough. So I pray to God for good trades. I do. I pray to God that I stay disciplined. I do one of the hardest professions in the world, and I somehow stay profitable. I don't know how that's even possible. And I only believe it's through the grace of God that I'm able to get by. So I put my faith in God every single day. I push with the, with the light and love that God has provided for me. And I just know when God's calling me and he wants me to do, to talk about him and tell people how great he is and what he's done for me. And so I'm sorry. I don't mean to shy away or hurt anybody's feelings. When I talk about God, if you don't have that relationship, it's okay. I didn't always. It took me a long time. I had to be beaten and submitted. My life had to beat me down and submit me till I was really ready. So it's okay. You're going to find your way no matter what. I promise you, if you just put your best foot forward, you believe in yourself, you stay positive, you talk positive to yourself. My dad used to say, pray, man, ye of little faith, like have some faith. Wow. So let's talk about River. We went over it earlier today and it looked like it was going to moon. I almost felt like getting in. And it did moon out the flag. We talked about getting in right there at about 62. And it hit 80, pumped back, and it looks like it's going to continue. Looks like River's headed to 120, and it looks like it doesn't care. So I would be, again, I didn't get into River. We did start looking at it when it was like $7 or $3. I even think $3. It was literally just $4. The lowest I think we saw it at, it was like $2 or $3. The thing has done a 35x since October. So right when they dumped, like that whole crazy thing happened in October, right then, like the market was whack. River was like the number one thing to buy. And we started looking at River here. We were on it. And there's people in my group that have made a boatload of money off River. Someone even messaged me, say, hey, I got into River pretty early. Actually, a few people messaged me about River and said, thank you so much. I would have known about River if it wasn't for you, Sam. And I said, hey, you did it. You went after it. God bless you. River's in another little bull flag here on this 15-minute time frame. Looks like it wants to pump and break to the upside. Be careful. It is getting extended on the bigger time frames. I always get weary of that. But, man, this thing seems like it's got pump juice, and it's not going to stop. I see it going to 120 River. So that's on the radar. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the chat. How's the chat doing? And we are going to be pretty quick tonight. I do got to go to bed. Told you, bro. You told me about it. Around $3. Amen. I'm up 33% on a River trade. God bless. 332. He says, wow, that's amazing. 1 hour chart is a couple of obedience to God is the greatest honor a man can give his family. 100%. Thank you so much. Yeah, you are the best. I think I'm going to join the Lifers finally. I'm JK Meadows. Thanks for being who you are, Sam. We appreciate you so much. Shout out to JK Meadows. God bless you, man. Jump on in, dude. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Today I went to an art exhibit, like an art fair, right? And there was a bunch of art there, and I purchased a bunch of art. I spent like $700 on other people's art because they were out there. I used to be out there with my tent selling drones. I know what it's like to sit there with your stuff and be selling to people. And, you're hoping someone comes by and buys some nice stuff. And so, buy some of your stuff. And I looked at the artist. I connected with people. And when someone had good energy and I just liked their vibration, I said, man, this guy deserves a win. I said, let me buy something. I said, I had a really good day in business today. I made $2,000 on my trade. I didn't say that to them, but in my mind. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, and so it's an amazing experience, man. And so I spend my money every time I go to an event. If there, I tell myself God has blessed me in my business. I got to bless all the businesses around me as much as I can. And so I tip nice. I do whatever I can. I put money back into the system, right? I take my money and I let it go right back out. Money comes in. I'm not spending every penny, but so, and I'm telling you right now, the more you do that, the more it comes back. The more you give away to those who need and deserve, the more you will give back. It happens every single time I give money away. I get even more back. It's like then I have to keep giving more away. And the more I give away, the more I have to keep giving away. It's crazy. And every year I get to give more away than I gave the year before because it just keeps going. And so God is doing something for me. And miss you, Sammy, the GOAT with these TA every day. Hey, I'm here every day, man. If you miss me, you're missing yourself. Come on in. I'm here every day, brother. I love you. Shout out to my man, Rasta Man, 6969. God bless you. And everybody out here on the show. So River looks interesting. We're watching the 5-minute for Bitcoin in the flag. Dipped a little bit, but I'm not, just looking to see if this thing can bounce. You don't want to lose previous support and have that, look, it even defied cat ears. Kind of had some cat ears here, right? That didn't end up playing out. It's interesting. But again, shoulder, head, right shoulder, cup and handle to the upside. We showed you how to play that properly. Can you see it the correct way? So yeah, could this be the monthly bounce that we're all looking for? Could this be the end of it all and we start the end of like all the bearishness and we start to pump? Or is this the beginning of horrible pain? What a blowtorch, funny. You know, you ever can't get your spoon into the ice cream? So you heat the spoon up on the stove, or put the stove on, you know, put a lighter on the spoon, and then just smash it right in there. Cuts like a knife through butter, baby. You know. I guess I'll have to see you at Bitcoin Las Vegas at Token 2499 Singapore. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to everybody out there. Yeah. Crypto Flow Official. Do you see the guy climb the tower? I did. It was unbelievable. I thought it was crazy. Yeah. That was unbelievable. Hey, breaking off them thermal drones myself at a family business. Do an industrial inspection and thermal inspection for pipelines and plants and refineries. It's a confirmed government shutdown or just a rumor. Who cares? Doesn't matter to me. Too bad I didn't find your channel sooner. Grateful to be here. God bless you, man. I try to everyone. Some people get upset if I can't read something, but I go through as much as I can, and then my mind flows. So God bless you all. Thank you for being here. And let's take a look at the fan funding. My man, Victor Navarro with the 99 always coming through. God bless you, man. That's so nice of you. You didn't have to give, but you did. On this inopportune time, I'm never live right now. This is very different for me. So yeah, the weekly looks like it may crush a double bottom. There is a chance that this could be the move, you know? Like a hedge long now feels like the right thing to do, right? And what I love about having a stop loss on every trade is you know what you're going to lose. You know what you're going to lose. Like, I love this. I listen to Mark Douglas Trading in the Zone. He knows what you're going to lose, right? Another thing I want to talk about here on this channel is to differentiate me from the average leverage trader. I'm not really a leverage trader. I leverage trade as one of my many skills, but I started stacking Bitcoin very early. I started buying gold and silver. I can teach you how I became a multimillionaire with starting with $500. I was in debt with $500 in 2016. So it took 10 years, okay? But I became a multi-millionaire in 10 years. And anyone can do it. I don't mean to brag. I want to tell you can do it too. You can do anything you put your mind to. And I did it in many ways. I did it through real estate. I did it through Bitcoin. I did it through my channel. I did it through all sorts of things, you know? And I don't mind selling education. I love my Discord, you know? And I love all the partnerships and creations that I've made throughout. And I worked so hard to develop the business relationships that I've made in the space. I've flown all around the world and met CEOs and people that run all different companies in the space. And, you know, I see the space in a very different way because I see all the different people working so hard behind the scenes that make where we are, you know, and I just can't believe it. It's such a blessing God has given me to have this channel and to be here every day. And you know me, the growth was small for me. It took a long time. We went at it every single day. Some days it felt like it was never going to happen, the 100K, 1,000 subscribers. But here we are. And now we're on our way to, a 250,000 and more. So anything could happen. So I want to teach you, you know, financial education. I want you to understand why they're going to print the money to zero over and over again. And I want you to understand where money comes from. It comes from the Fed. It basically is a U.S. Treasury bond, which stands for bondage. They sell the bond to the open market system where banks auction off our debt. That bank then takes that bond and sells it to who? The Federal Reserve at a profit. Okay, so you have a pile of U.S. Treasuries at the Federal Reserve, and then you have a pile of money that goes to the banks. Now, the Federal Reserve buys the bond. With what money? They don't have a balance sheet. They just print it out of thin air. If me and you printed money out of thin air, it would be fraud. Anyone that produces money other than the U.S. government you're not supposed to, the Constitution says no one but the U.S. government, but yet the Federal Reserve is a private entity, right? So what's going on? Why are we paying? And then every time they print money, we pay them interest on that money. What happens when you borrow the first dollar into existence? You owe a percentage. So you borrow the first dollar, it comes in. You now know you owe, like, let's say you borrow $1, you owe $1.15. Where do you get the 15 cents? You borrow another $1. Right? But now you owe, you know, so you borrow the first dollar and then you owe. Every time you borrow another dollar, you owe more. And we keep borrowing more money over and over again. We keep raising the debt ceiling. And so now this will collapse under its own weight. Eventually, the dollar will collapse. Don't you understand? It'll lose all its value. It won't hold. It's already happening. And then the money's going to flow into gold. That's why gold's skyrocketing. The dollar is tanking. I do the DXY for you every single week on the macro technical analysis. I also called the S&P for you. I called the NASDAQ for you. On 11/21, I called the bottom of the NASDAQ and the S&P. I told you that was the bottom. Exactly. That's all documented. So I'm doing macro technical analysis right there. 11/21. Go to that day. That was Friday. I made a video that day. I told you that was your bottom. It documented. I said that's going to be your bottom. There's hidden bullish divergence. I said I see an inverted head and shoulder forming. This is the beginning. I said they're printing too much money. I said when you print money, it goes into the stock market. Understand? That's why this is going to continue to go sideways. I'm calling a $7,000 S&P, and it hasn't even happened yet. We're on our way. Okay. Lifer as ACU looking for a bounce back up. I wouldn't. Those coins, you nail them, you take your gains, and you move on. I wouldn't be in there for too long, right? Long time Lifer here. Just wanted to really appreciate all the work you've done, man. Been following you for a long time. I'm actually going live with Casper on February 25th. Would love to collab with you sometimes if you're open. I don't collab with random people that have just started streaming. I've been streaming for 5 years straight. I got to see you earn your stripes, man. I got to watch you for a long time. You know what I mean? And I like to stream with people that are consistent. If you go 5 days straight, I love you, but I don't offer I just don't jump in with it. I just don't do it. It's not something I've done. I got to watch you for a long time. My dad was hard on me. I'm going to be hard on you. I'm not an easy guy to impress. I love you so much. God bless you. And thank you so much for being a lifer. But yeah, let's see you keep going first. Let's see you I put in 5 years straight. Let's see you put in a couple years. Let's see where you go. I'm not saying it's going to take that long, but let's see you put in some work. All right. And then once you're at that level where I feel we should meet, then we can meet. All right. But I've put in years of work of my time. I think you could respect that. And so even my team won't let me collaborate with random people. I got a manager and they're all just like, you know what I mean? But God bless you. You're awesome. You're on your way. Keep going. Don't stop. I can't do this forever. So when I pass and move on, there'll always be someone to pass the torch to. Keep going. I'm going to earn a lifer. You know it. I'll continue to trade and collab. God bless you. Keep going, man. I don't do a lot of collabs either. I'm just not, because my time is super valuable and I don't have a lot of time. I collab with my kids all day. But God bless you. Keep moving. And thank you. Yeah. People use me also because I'm live every day. People use me to advertise themselves all the time. It happens to me all the time. So some people say they're my friend, but they're not. They're just trying to use me to get somewhere. And it happens all the time. And it happened to me so much that I just started distancing myself from a lot of people. That's the facts, man. You know what I mean? That was the true facts. And so I have to be careful of who I collab, what I do, and who I mix with. I also have who knows? I don't know. I have no way. I don't know much about you yet. I got to find out more about who you are. Yeah. I'm going to earn it. God bless you, man. I hope you do. Imagine going live every single day for 4 years straight. Imagine that. Just imagine doing that. Just even try to conceptualize that not one day for years on end. It's insane. I almost knew, I actually saw you a week ago and I knew you were going to super chat my channel for attention. I knew it was going to happen. No, I'm not being rude, but I knew it was going to happen. See, I'm psychic, man. I get it. I get it. It is what it is. But thank you. I appreciate the $50. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Can't mess with any random job. Hey. Yeah. Yep. I'm not impressed with 150K wins. I'm not, because to me, I'm a long-term investor that makes, because you could have lost massive. I love it, man. God bless you. It's not my thing. Yeah. It takes a supporting role for one's lady. Yeah. 100 days straight and twice a day. Yeah. Get it in. Come back for more. God bless everybody on the channel. Thank you for being here. But yeah, people love to use me to gain attention. They've been doing it to me for years. It is what it is. That's what happens when you're the most consistent streamer in the game. And it is what it is. Everyone's going to try to piggyback on you And that's just what people do. Hey, what else would you do? He's the most consistent guy in the game, huh? His back's strong. He's going to carry the industry. So what are you going to do over here, you know? But God bless you, man. Yeah. Anyway, and I'm not the biggest trader, and I'm not the biggest guy, and I don't try to show the biggest wins, and I don't try to impress everybody. And sometimes some wins I can't even show because my life is getting crazy, man. Get to the point where I have security guards outside the door, man. Like, I don't know if you want to get here. I'll be honest, man. I don't know if you want to get where I'm at. You got to ask yourself if you're ready. I get hated every day. I get people calling me names every day. I get stuff like it's you get to 100K, you're gonna take hate constantly. You're gonna take a lot of stuff, man. You got to have thick skin, and then like I can't go places. I can't meet random people. I have to background check people. You know, I have to have security at certain places. Like I don't know, man. I don't know if you want to get here. Like I didn't know it was gonna get to this point. You know what I mean? For me, but it is what it is. You know, so. If I could go back in time, you know what I mean? There's a plus and minus to becoming known and making money in front of people too. Like everyone knows you're a multimillionaire. It can scare you, man. Not scare you, but and that's why I believe in God, and that's why I stay strapped, and that's why, you know. So, yeah. I remember after the hurricane, Sammy drove an hour to find Wi-Fi and stream, man. I love you, man. Dude, through the hurricanes, we made it. It just never stopped. Yeah. I'd rather make millions in years than something overnight. Appreciate the true manual work in trading. Some call it luck, but it's mastering. Jack of all trades. Yeah. Just start using an avatar and become the trading peanut. You're funny, man. Drift off into the sunset one day. Just start wearing a mask and be like, I don't look like that anymore, you know? No, and I don't want to put that on me. I got to just tell myself all will be well. Well, man, I definitely sleep with one eye open, man. You know what I mean? And if you saw this room right now, you'd be like, what? Yeah, the artillery that is surrounding me right now. Give a trade, bro. Let's take a look. Maybe I can. Let's see. Well, I like the weekly right now. Really, I do. It sounds crazy, but I like the weekly. The weekly looks interesting. You know? It looks good. It looks very good. Funny. Nikola Tesla, man. All right, let's take a look at... Actually, I don't trade Sunday night, man. Yeah, it's very rare. You're not going to see me trading Sunday night. I was about to say, like, I don't trade Sunday night. Let's take a look at the Forex Factory and see what's happening on the week ahead. All right. Typing it up there. I'm like, what the? It's late. I'm getting tired. I'm also going through a big transition in my life. A lot is happening to me right now. Spiritually, I'm transcending. I can feel it to a higher level. I don't know, you might have spit out your coffee. What is this guy saying, man? But I gotta tell you the truth, you know? Okay, so let's take a look. Tomorrow is Monday, the 26th of January. And we don't have anything kind of brewing tomorrow. It's going to be at least a day off. It actually might be a nice pump day, considering we dumped on Sunday, right? So, now, President Trump speaks tentatively tomorrow, somewhere after 9 a.m. We're not sure exactly when there. And then we have 3 p.m., nothing. And then Wednesday, we have CPI. No, nothing, actually. I misspoke there. Wow, this is one of the best weeks ever. Just FOMC statement and FOMC press conference. And the Fed's funds rate on Wednesday. I think I'm using... Wait, hold on. I must be on a... Yeah, I'm on a Vepin. I'm on the Vepin. He's on the Vepin. That's actually pretty cool that I stayed on that. So the timing is off. But the big thing is the Fed fund meeting on Wednesday. And they're going to change their Fed, you know, and it's likely going to stay the same. It's going to be a nothing burger, but that's actually somewhat bearish to me. I consider that bearish, you know. I do. I consider that bearish. because, you know, it should have been better. Should have been better. Like, I'm not a fan of what they're doing over there. But hey, we'll get through the week. We'll figure it out, and we'll have some fun. All right? Also, I'm a huge fan of motivating myself through technology. Technology is amazing, and it can really change... yeah. So check this out. I just wanted to show you what's brewing over here on Pionex, okay? So I started running bots, and you know, you get them going, and we've been working with Pionex now for a couple months, but I just wanted to let you know what was happening. So look at this. You can put $5,000 into this Pionex bot. You know, you could say, look, $880, 17%. It's been running for 60 days, 65 days now. Same thing with this Ethereum trade. It's up 26%. And see the grid build profits? You can withdraw these profits. You can take those profits right out. Or you can hit compound. You can hit more. You can either hit compound or you can withdraw. And that's pretty cool, right? So it's actually, you can let this thing run. And like, hey, if you needed to buy a birthday present or if you needed some cash, it's actually producing cash. And if the bear market dumps and we go down, this will trade well. Look, this is 75 rounds today. This thing has traded 8,197 times. That's how many times it's traded sweet in 60 days. 75 a day it does. It's insane. Little amounts. A penny here, 50 cents there, and it adds up over time. It just keeps taking these low-risk grid bot trades. Top of the grid, bottom of the grid, over and over again. This is the only one that's literally down, but it's going to run for a long time. And it even has $3 on grid bot profits, but the total P&L is down based on the trend. That's okay. It can find its way to make gains even if the trend offsets, right? But that is down 11%. You know, we'll see how that one goes. That was a newer one too. So, but these are running pretty well. And what they do is they produce gains over time. You do have to tweak them. I do set these up and I make them, and I've been studying how to make them, and I know my parameters and I know my grids and all that. And so this is really cool. We have a link to this. I think it will be out tomorrow morning, and this will blow your mind. You know, can you share a TA for Sol? People keep asking me about that. I did it like 5 times. You could just go to any video and go down below and hit Sol. But look, it looks like it's going to break out here. It's going to follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin went down, it went down. Bitcoin, you know, it's just going to follow Bitcoin. Exactly. I see this as a cup and handle. Remember I told you to watch Bitcoin in that 5-minute flag, and I see Bitcoin getting busy and doing some damage to the upside over time. I really do. Weird. Hold on one second. Yeah, so I like that weekly trade. I like the idea that we could pump on possibly back to 108,000. Right? I just want to see. Huh. Yeah, so I usually don't trade live on Sunday night. It's bad volatility. It's never really a good look for me to be trading on Sunday night. It just doesn't work. So I usually don't do it, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? So. But I like this pump. Looks like we could get a move. Yeah. Coin's the only real currency. Yeah. Sam, Pionex not working in California, even with VBN. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Not even River. I mean, River looks good. Yeah, but not. No, I usually just I make some pretty strict rules, and I'm really disciplined. You know what I mean? I'm really disciplined, and yeah, I just don't like. Maybe it looks good. It actually looks pretty good. I'm kind of tight on River, though. I felt like the other night I actually saw River wanted to play. I forgot. Like, my wife asked me a question. I went out of the room, and I forgot, man. It happens to me all the time. I'll make money so many different ways, and then I forget. I'm like, dang, man. I was going to put 10 grand in River. I would have made 10 grand. The next morning, I would have been up. I was actually going to put 10 grand in ACU too, and I forgot. ACU on Thursday night. I walked out of my room and then went to bed. Yeah. You think we at least back test the daily 200 at some point? Yeah. When you first start, I think you got to pick Barbados or something, man. You got to. So look, could this come all the way back up to 119? It looks bullish. I like it, but you have to remember the daily's very far away from the 21-day moving average, And that could come crashing down at any time. You know what I mean? Again, you could say, well, it's even looking like it's in a bit of a rising wedge here on the daily. Let's look at that for a second. Little picture, big picture, both look interesting, actually. It almost looks like it's setting up for some massive parabolic move. RWA, man, River seems to be the one. That goes from $3 to $150. Like, they pick one random coin recently. I mean, that could go. I mean, and you could use support or resistance on the daily there. It's a little far for the 21 for me, but you could, put a stop loss maybe below this wick there. And you get yourself a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio right there. Stop at 55, take profit at 146. I mean, that's a possible long-term trade. And then we could also see if we could just scalp that 1 hour tonight and see if it plays out. It looks like it's in a bit of a flag. But again, it's high risk, high reward here after it's already been doing damage for a long time. So you just got to... I like to get in things at the bottom and then start thinking of taking profits now. Like here is where you sell most and then you let it less ride. The smart people are selling it, letting it ride. If you're getting in right now, you're kind of late to the party as far as I'm concerned, but that doesn't mean there's not something there. It just, No knee-jerk reaction. Just think geopolitical. Be patient. Yeah, exactly. Canton's hot. Canton was just on my radar as the only thing that looked like it was going to pump. Remember? That was like a month or two ago it came out, and it was like really exciting. I was like, wow, this is a new coin. I see this in a giant cup and handle, like about to break out. Look, that's a cup and handle. I see Canton moving, and it's above it's above that 21. Let's take a look at it on the 8 hour. Yeah, see, it's on the 21 above the 200 moving average. Whenever something moves above the 200, especially on the 8 hour and above, I mean, that's a big deal. And you can see some big gains from there. So this is interesting to me, and it's touching the 21. I would flag it out. Everything's waiting on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin, flops around, but if Bitcoin stays sideways and at least starts to gain some momentum back to 90K, and we close that CME gap and all starts to kind of hunky-dory again, let's actually look at this. This is what I start seeing here. And you start kind of drawing these pictures. Okay? Yeah, I'm a hard guy, man. I'm not like, hey, I don't love everybody at first. I'm a nice guy. I'm nice to everyone at first. But like when it comes to doing business with me, no. That's a different story. Because that's like, you know what I mean? And bringing someone in and doing all that type of stuff, that to me, I don't know. It's got to be, I just work so hard to keep my brand where it's at. You ever see someone, they collab with a brand or another brand, and that brand does something, and next thing you know, their brand's in hot water, right? And then all your hard work goes down the tubes because you collab with somebody that you didn't really know. So I'm very, very, very careful because I put so much work in to build who I am online, right? So, and that makes 100% sense. This looks interesting. CC looks like it's going to get tight here and make a big move. I'm telling you, the coins we've been watching for the last few weeks look interesting. This looks good to me. Now, watch out for the stop hunt. They have been kind of coming down, coming back up. There's been low liquidity. And honestly, this has a bigger target. This is kind of rolling with the accrue. This is rolling with the river. And remember, accrue was worth river. That's why it pumps so hard. And that's why we gave it to you on Thursday night in the weekly screen share. And it went up 237%, right? To the upside. So. And again, too, like, they got the market site for Army. I love him. Cryptoface is my boy, but he got an army, bro. Like, he's got an army of streamers. And it's just little old me. But shout out to my man Face, man. I mean, that's how it should be. Dude's got sentinels out there, bro. And it's amazing. I mean, that's like the dream. Shoulder, head, right shoulder getting tight, oversold. Beautiful cup and handle here. Curling on the MACD. I mean, that looks interesting. I like it. It's got the Sammy special going on it, man. It does look like it might be the one. Anyone else got something that looks, you're a lifer, you've been watching me for a long time. You know the sauce, you're applying the sauce, and you see something that has the Sammy sauce all over it? Let me know. And am I rude or real? You can tell me the truth. I'll take it. Am I rude or real? Let me know. I don't know. I'm me, man. All I got is my word and I don't break it for nobody over here, right? Someone said, yeah, Pepe got the sauce. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Pepe. You say it's got the sauce, then maybe it does. No, not so much, right? Pepe don't got the sauce. I mean, it's in this strange cup and handle. It's hanging on the 4 hour. Yeah, I appreciate you. You're a man of God. Thank you, brother. God bless you, man. Thank you. DXY collapsing, crypto crashing while metals rocket. I just don't get it. Don't worry, you don't have to get it. It'll all make sense over time. No Sade for you. No dude. What is it? Sammy Tree. He got baby. Yeah. I don't know what these people are saying. Even a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while. Where's my glass? I don't know what he's saying, man. DXY collapsing. And crypto crash. Yeah. Good content. Yeah. Yeah, Pionex doesn't work for me. I know. I'm in the U.S. Yeah. Interesting. Track Sammy Cup and Handle Daily. TRX. TRX actually has been this interesting. Let's take a look. I like TRX. You know why? They just invested that money. Funny, I actually just put out. Oh no, I put out JST. Look, because Justin's son. We'll look at Just. We'll look at TRX. We'll look at a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I was looking at this, and it looked like it was going to break out. And you can kind of see what it's doing, right? It's in the ascending triangle. Start to move up. Starting to get that kind of like that rising wedge parabolic vibe. And he just put $8 million into River. And River's hot. So Just and Sun are his coins. Just and Sun, right? I could see Just starting to take off this speculation. And then TRX follows that idea. TRX has been super strong compared to the rest of the market. Remember in the bear market, TRX was kind of in an uptrend. It was doing its thing. And you see, I have this uptrend kind of, and look, it's a cup and handle, but it's a little sketchy. Let's take a look at the 3-day chart. I love my 3-day. Sorry, I'm a little tired. I didn't hit the plus sign. It keeps drawing when it shouldn't. But look at this uptrend that got you on TRX. I mean, it's a beautiful uptrend. It's been going up since May of 2024. It hasn't had a bear market like everything else. It didn't collapse like Bitcoin. It's actually one of the strongest coins in the game. And you know why? Because everyone uses TRX for Tether. It's TRC20 all day long. So, the network gets used every single day. That is a bit of I call this what's called a half a cup of handle or an ascending cup and handle. No one's ever said that before. I made that term up. But it's when this side is higher than that, it's an ascending cup and handle. I don't really use the wicks, but it's got a cup and handle, but it's got the higher right side. See how it already broke out of the handle? Now it's getting tight. I see TRX booming because of what's happening here. His investments are strong. You might hear some news. Show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Next thing you know, a huge partnership with TRX comes out in 4 or 5 days, and this thing's ripping. I'm telling you, the charts will teach you, and then next thing you know, some news will come out, and you'll connect it, and you'll be like, this is unbelievable. You know what I mean? So, Sammy, on 55 days, no booze. Thank you for inspiring me. God bless you, man. God bless you. I stopped drinking in November of 2021. It's been 4 years now for me. 4 years, man. I don't drink. I don't go to a party. I just say no. It's so weird for me. For years, I wasn't even a big drinker, but I'd have a couple beers, I'd have beers with my buddies at the game. And I'll tell you, man, when I stopped drinking, my bank account absolutely exploded. And I wasn't even the biggest drinker. Like I wasn't but I guess, I say that and then I look back and I had drunk until I was poisoned and puking like hundreds of times in my life. But I drank a lot, 16, 17, 18. I drank through my 20s. I drank in my 30s. I remember being at one of the last times I was really drunk, I was at a company party when I was like 35, maybe 36. And I was just obliterately drunk. And I started yelling at the bartender because he didn't want to give me any more liquor. And I was calling him names and like, basically told him I was going to jump over the bar, like, give me that bottle. And I was just like, I get crazy on the hard alcohol, man. And that's not who I don't want to be that person. I just don't want to be that person, So look, I opened up a mini short on the weekly. I kind of want to make it a bigger one. I'd open up a mini short, a mini long on the weekly. It's up 20%. But that's just, that's to see if we could get a move. And then tomorrow, but so the weekly candle, I'll put because if I get stopped out, it's very small. Not a big deal, and then you can kind of see where you can go. I put the stop loss below this wick. See if we can get back to 108. That's going to take like 3 to 4 weeks too. That's not going to be a quick trade. But you never know. And if I get stopped out, so be it. It's not going to be a lot of money. And I definitely risked less than what I made, so. Someone says the Bitcoin long back in the green. Yeah. I'm the vegetarian, also Kilby. Yeah, no booze, also phenomenal. God bless you, yeah. And I've also done the no where you don't, and that's going to sound strange, where you don't let anything out of this area down here. I don't want to say anything weird, but where you don't, you know. And I do that. You could do that for 30 days. What happens is your kundalini starts to rise through, okay, through your chakras. And you start instead of letting that energy out as a man, you actually start using that energy and it starts creating a cycle. Oh my God. And so if you know, and for the Muslim people out there, Ramadan's coming up, right? And I think just 2 weeks from now. And, you know, don't drink water or eat food from sun up to sundown for 30 days straight. And it's one of the hardest things. And I, you know, my wife is, you know, and years ago I converted when we went through some crazy stuff when I was younger. And I don't really want to answer to everybody about my whole life. And no one has to know every single thing and all my details and break me down. But I like to fast for God. And I like to fast as much as, you know, so I do Ramadan for my own self, for my own connection. And I do other fasting throughout the year for God. And it's the biggest, whenever I've done Ramadan numerous times, whenever I've done it, it's the biggest sacrifice. I was Catholic for years of my life and I love the Catholic things, you know, but it was the biggest sacrifice to not eat or drink for all day long. It was very hard for me. And at the end of the day, I would cherish that sip of water and I would say, and it brought me so close to God and it changed me and it made me, it made me a better father, a better friend, a better human. It got me away from my bodily wants. It made me realize that I was here for something way bigger than just eating. Sleep with a towel? What does that mean? So strange. It starts compounding in your body. I know what you mean, brother. Amen, yeah. I give a trade on the 5 minute for Bitcoin and it's gonna... You're funny. Well, we looked at the 5 minute. We talked about it, right? That's the time frame I wanted you to pay attention to. Look, we just boomed on Solana, so you know Bitcoin boomed. And now we're at 87.88, right? And that trade's already up again, 25%. Imagine if you were up 25%. And we told you to watch Bitcoin on the 5 minute time frame, okay? Look at that. And that looks like it's going to make an inverted head and shoulder now. You see that? I'm looking for that right shoulder now. And that thing can boom to the upside. Somewhere up in here, somewhere even further to the upside, you know? We'll see. Okay. Montechia calls it the microcosmic orbit. Interesting. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, so I want you to become worldly here on this channel. It's not just technical analysis. It's things that make you a great human. Your wealth will, I want you to learn how to get financially free through my education. Once you do that, I want you to be of a high frequency. There's people who have a lot of money, but their frequency is not cool, man. They use it for horrible things. I want to make sure you use that money for the right reasons, right? And that's a responsibility I believe I have as an influencer to make sure people are going for the light, man. Look, there's the green box. We did not hit the green box on the stream as we thought we would. Funny. But hey, we did it right for fun, you know? I love how Sam respects everyone's different beliefs and just keeps God first. Yeah, because I don't want to walk over anybody and I don't want anyone to feel left out of my group because I'm selectively talking to a certain religion, because I'm just not. Okay? Because that's not on me to judge anybody. Because thou shalt not judge is one of the 10 commandments, man. And I want to listen to those. I believe in those. I believe God gave us messages through many books and many people in many time periods. And there's so much knowledge in it all. You know? You do a great job of it. Thank you so much, man. I love you, bro. You're awesome. I can't wait to see you again. Got a smile, man. Lights up a room, man. You're a good guy. That's the one thing. When I was younger, I always wished I was taller, but you know, I never got huge. My friends all tall, but you know what? I got big in other ways. God gave me a voice. God gave me strength. God gave me courage. God gave me the ability to push harder than most people could ever push, right? So like, you cherish what you do have in this life, not what you don't. You say thank you for everything that God gave you, and you stay in gratitude. And the more you stay in gratitude, the better off your life will become. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, GhostWare keeps ripping too. I went over and I did some TA on it and actually followed my TA. It's funny. This stuff does follow TA surprisingly well. Look, this is where I put in GhostWare. We looked at it earlier today on the channel, didn't we? So crazy. We looked at it earlier today on the channel. I drew this little line, thought it could break up. Wow. It went up 200%. Now it's in an inverted head and shoulder. The market cap's still very small. It's a privacy coin on Solana. Privacy's hot right now. And it helps you, like, you can, like, connect wallets. It scans. Again, it looks somewhat interesting. I have to be honest. I mean, it's got privacy, and privacy's hot right now. It's got Solana, and Solana's the fastest, like, kind of hippest chain. And the market cap, we saw it earlier. It was at 2 million market cap. It's already tripled now. But and again, I'm not telling you to buy and sell this. I don't own any of it. Maybe I will tonight. I'll tell my trading group if I decide to get a piece. What you want to do is you want to look at their X account. You just want to take a look at it. You want to take a gander, see what it's like, see how many people they have, see what's going on. Right? And it's now live. And then you want to go and take a look at the app, see what's happening. Sender hidden, receiver hidden, Ghost at the core. Private payments on Solana begin. The privacy layer of Solana, GhostWare, is powered by Ghost. We'll be releasing a new product this coming week. We call it Ghost Swap. Just in, Ghost team announces a privacy roadmap for 2026, driving to be the privacy layer of Solana. And, there's going to be the battle, too, with people demanding their privacy and governments demanding not. And that's going to be the battle now in the next 5 to 10 years is how can developers outdevelop the the laws they could put against them. Because what happens is they'll make a law, but then someone could create a product that can't fall in suit of that law because it's just, and what these people are doing, they're outsmarting conventional, laws because they're making things that just people don't even know exist yet. So they can't even regulate something they don't know about, right? And I saw this in 2016, 2017, 2018. It was so interesting. Developers would just keep coming up with something so insane that you're like, we don't even know what it is. How can we even place it in a box? We don't know what it is, right? So thank you for the free education I've received simply by watching. I will pay for education when I'm ready. I'm a business owner, and I do what you do. Never stop. Thank you for what you do. God bless you, man. Imagination of Innocence. Thank you so much. Keep coming to get that content for free, man. I'm here to give value. God will take care of me. Enough people will pay for my services. Enough people will find me. Enough businesses will work with me. I'm one of the most consistent people in the space, and so I will develop good business relationships, and things will happen for me. It's very simple. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I love my kids. I hang out with my family. I hang out with my community, and I show up every day. You do those 4 things, man, and I'm telling you right now, your bank account will explode. I just don't know how it won't. People will want you around. People will want to work with you. People will want to do business with you. You'll be fighting. You'll be fighting. You'll be getting so many calls. You can't answer every email and phone call. And you'll be blessed. 100% learn so much from the lives. God bless you, Joe. Thank you. Shout out to Marcel. Shout out to Go to the Gym Bro. Shout out to all my peoples, man. God is love. I love you. Caesar Coco. Shout out to all my awesome people, man. FTVPA guy. Shout out to Todd, BTC King, CryptoFlow Official. Shout out to all these awesome people, man. You people are great. So, boom. Can we get to 59 on TRX? It looks nice. It does. Big gap. What's on Gemini? Yeah. No knee-jerk reaction. Just think geopolitical. It's so we're going to bed in your own home knowing it will basically cost you thousands in gains, but trippy to experience. It's so we're going to bed in your own home knowing it will basically cost you. I don't know. What the hell is he saying? So we're going to bed in your own home knowing it will basically cost you thousands in gains. What? I have no idea what that dude's. I don't understand. Yeah. Do you pay a lot of fees on the bot because of all the trades? No, the fees are relatively small. That's why they do it. They know that you wouldn't use it if the fees were too high. So they made sure they aren't. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Thank you, Sammy, for all your hard work. Thank you for being here every day, man. If you guys didn't show up, I wouldn't have made it. What a lie, man. Thank you. Yeah. Sammy gives you knowledge, spirituality, diet, exercise, everything you'd want from a good friend. Amen. Thank you. As a trader, when you're tired, yeah, but nothing costs you anything, man, because A good night's sleep and resting the body is worth more than the money you would have made in the gains. You got to start realizing that keeping your body together is going to make you richer than running after money. Yeah, your frequency will bring all the money that you've ever desired in so many ways, shapes, and forms. You don't even know how it's going to go, but it's going to go. You do have to have a plan. You do have to create you have to have a business plan. This is what I'm going to do. You have to write numbers. But the frequency being high will bring all that. All right? Have a good evening, lifers. 4 a.m. comes early, 100%, brother. I believe that. Everybody, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I am also going to jump on out for the day, for the night, what time is it? And we're up 22% just on that weekly. Watch your 5-minute. Make sure we get above that 200. We are. Make sure we stay up, make that right shoulder, continue to pump throughout the night. It looks interesting. That could be the bottom right there, man, and we could be on our way. I know every time I've said that a few times, but we're getting closer and closer to something brewing here. And then once that Fed chair comes and the money starts flowing in March, man, things could really change. So you're the man, Lifer Crew. I thank you also. Shout out to my crew. Shout out to everyone that makes the stream amazing. Shout out to everyone that showed up tonight. Thank you so much. May God bless every single one of you for being absolutely awesome and hanging out with the Lifer. We love you. We appreciate you. And we care about you. Without you showing up, we do not have a stream. Remember that. You made this stream what it is. You created the stream. I'd have nothing. I mean, I guess, you know what I'm saying. I don't know. But my point is, I don't want to say I would have nothing, right? Because I have my life and my family. But what I mean is, God bless you all. Thank you so much for the awesome chat revenue. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for everyone that threw down tonight. I appreciate that. You deserve to win. Remember that. Everyone here deserves to win. You deserve to have a good life. But you got to put in the work. You got to get rid of the drugs and alcohol. You got to say thank you to God every day. You got to find gratitude. You got to find good people. You got to talk positively to yourself. And you got to be the best in your field. But you will be, because you're going to put it all in. So, you created, we help, water. Amen. Thank you. Send blessing to you, Sam, from God's country. God bless everybody here. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow with one of the bigger streams. Remember, the streams are way bigger on the weekday, so get ready for Monday. It's going to be a crazy week. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. And thank you so much for this awesome weekend. We made money on the weekend, man. So, shout out to everybody here. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, in the trading group at 7 a.m., and then we'll be live at 10. Everyone, thank you so much for this experience. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Crypto Crank, for the money that you sent to me. Thank you, everyone that hooked me up. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. This has been an amazing experience to show up every day. I am so blessed. I got to go to the beach today. I didn't go swimming, but I put my feet in the sand. I walked around a beautiful place. I bought people's art. I talked to artists. I made $2,000. I made 2 shows. Like, what else? Like, today was one of the greatest days of my life, man. I could cry. It was so great. I just want to say, everyone, thank you so much. Let's cherish every moment we have. Let's really, really, really hone in and find that gratitude every single second we can. I love you so much. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay awesome. Stay blessed. Stay squared up. And don't let anybody... You're the best. I love you.